Welcome, and thank you for joining us for Efficient Times Self-Care Snippets. Your host is Dr. Jacquetta, your self-care specialist. The information in these self-care snippets is not to be construed as medical advice or diagnosis. Before making any drastic changes in your medical lifestyle, check with your physician. As a self-care specialist, Dr. Jacquetta helps us discover and use the 5 pillars of self-care, which are nutritious food, clean water, fresh air, exhilarating exercise, and rejuvenating rest to build a healthy lifestyle. She also helps us examine our attitude, environment, and support systems. So let's join Dr. Jacquetta as we go into this Efficient Time Self-Care Snippet.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the Efficient Time Self-Care Snippet. I have a sister with me today, Sister Mary Patterson, who made such a life-changing decision that I had to make this one of our presentations. She heard one of the presentations I was doing and she contributed her story, and it's so remarkable. If we want a change to take place in our lives, we have to take that change. We have to make that change. So I'd like to introduce Sister Mary Patterson. She's here in Tuskegee. You live in Tuskegee?
I do.
Okay, she lives in Tuskegee, and she works at the senior center and helps seniors with all kinds of services. So I'll have her tell you a little bit about herself first, and then we will go into what she did, what kind of changes she made. Sister Mary Patterson.
Thank you, Dr. Parham. It's really been a journey for me, and I have enjoyed the journey. I do live here in Tuskegee, and at the beginning of 2018, I realized how sick I was and that I needed to make some changes. But the thing about that, I was going to a doctor every 3 months, getting blood work, taking medication, not in pain, but just no energy, just feeling lethargic, just nothing. And I decided for myself that I needed to make a change, and that's what I did.
Okay, so what was the first thing you did to make a change? Well, first of all, what out of all these doctor's appointments you were going to, what made you finally realize something needs to happen, something different needs to happen?
I was not getting any better. They were prescribing medication. I was taking the medication, but nothing was working. They were going up on my dosages. Nothing was working. I was taking medication for a whole lot of stuff, stomach problems, digestion problems. Nothing helped. And when I just did some inner reflecting, say something is wrong, and people may be offended by this, but I saw God and his face, and he spoke to me and said, it is the food that you're eating that's causing your problems. And I heard that voice, and when I heard it, I took it as the best chance for good health that I could have received. And I started on that journey. A lot of times we want to put things off and procrastinate, but I knew I could not procrastinate any longer if I wanted to get back to good health. So with that being my food, him telling me it was my foods, I began to look into different foods and started reading and studying about GMOs and what's healthy and not healthy. And I started my journey, and started it the first month of this year, 2019, and the difference it has made with me is the difference between night and day. Some things I had to give up that I've been eating them all my life. The white flour, the white sugar, the cornmeal, the white rice, the pastas, the red meats, just all of that sweet stuff with all of the added ingredients, with all of the, as I say, poisons in them. I knew I had to give them up. And I did that. And it is such a wonderful journey that I have been on. I feel like a new person. Not only that, stopping that, I've lost 40 pounds. Was not
Girl,
trying to
stop.
lose weight, but eating healthy, getting rid of those bad things out of my life. I'm off almost all of my medication. And it is just remarkable what we can do for ourselves when we take interest in ourselves and say, hey, I want to do good for me. That's what I did, and I would not turn back. No way will I ever turn back to eating all that bad stuff.
So tell me, now when we talked before, you were telling us about the actual process you went through to make the changes, and yours wasn't gradual.
That's
you
true.
just jumped
true.
right in and
That's
made the
true.
change.
That's
so
true.
what did you do first?
Dr. Palms, the first thing I did, and I did this all together, it was no gradual stop eating this a little bit and stop that. No, this was a cold turkey effort. I stopped all in the same day, day one. I stopped eating anything with sugar in it.
Okay.
I stopped eating the white flours. I stopped
got rid of all the white
eating the
stuff.
meat. I gave everything in my cabinet, in my freezer, the meats and everything. I gave them to my niece. I stopped eating canned goods. I stopped. I gave it all away. I got it out of my house and just started doing what I felt was going to keep me alive, keep me healthy, keep me interested in the next day, because I'm not feeling bad anymore. I would go to work, force myself out of bed to go to work. Go to work, work only part-time, 4 hours, come back, get in the bed. In the bed all night, get up the next morning just as tired as I was before I went to bed the previous night. But after I started on my journey, oh my goodness, I have energy, and it's not like a caffeine fix where you high for a little while and then you crash. This is constant energy that I have all day. I'm able to sleep better, don't have to take anything for sleep. I sleep, I rest, and it's just a beautiful experience. And I hope that anyone who can hear this and realize that you can make the difference in your life. Don't leave it to somebody else. Take charge of your own life and love yourself. Do what's good for you. See, I have great grandchildren. I want to live, maybe see a great grand. So I'll do whatever is necessary for myself. If it's just giving up the foods, that's a small price to pay. Giving up bad foods.
Because what we have to realize is bad food isn't really food at all.
That's true.
It's filler. So we put filler in our bodies and expect filler to actually give us the energy we need, the nutrients we need, and all it's doing is making us full. But that's why we want to keep eating, because we're not getting the nutrients, and our bodies know what nutrients we actually need, so we just keep going for the filler, keep putting stuff in there, and we keep gaining the weight. And you said you've lost 40 pounds.
I've lost 40 pounds. Going to do about another 40. It's more gradual now, but it's so good when I can step on the scales and see another pound gone. Yippee! Oh yeah, it's really good. Keep on going. You're going in the right direction.
Now, you said you stopped eating canned goods. Now, most of us don't realize just how much salt, how much sugar is actually in canned goods, and what they have to do to preserve canned goods is totally unhealthy. And by the time we get hold of canned goods, a lot of them don't have any nutrients in them anymore.
And not only that, the aluminum. I mean, when you have your cans are in aluminum, and you have acidic products in the can, what's coming out off those cans into the foods that we're going to eat, you have to watch all of that. And like Dr. Parham said, so many things that are in there. They add sugar to just about everything we eat. Sugar is added, salt is added, and of course it's hid under names that we don't understand. So I would suggest start reading your labels and looking up these words and defining them for yourself so you will know what you're putting into your bodies. This is the temple. Let's treat the temple just like it's a temple. And then we will realize that we can be in good health.
Yes.
And live a fruitful, energized life every day.
Every single day. And what some of those words, I'll just give this little pointer. Any words that end with OSE are sugar. Sucrose, lactose, dextrose, maltose, all those words are sugar words. So if you see any of those in the list of ingredients, those are sugar. Stay away from them. And oftentimes you see 3 or 4 of those.
Yes, you do.
In one product.
That's right.
So they're doubling up on your sugar, and then they tell you, and then in addition they might have high fructose corn syrup.
Yes.
In addition to all the other sugars. So pay attention to what you're eating. We have so much power within ourselves. We have so much capability to take care of our own bodies. We put so much power in the hands of the doctors. And the medications they're giving us, this is not to say all doctors are getting kickbacks, but a lot of them are getting kickbacks from getting us to take pharmaceuticals, getting us to take those meds. We are putting those in, and a lot of times we go back to the doctor with other issues because we're suffering the side effects. But we don't realize their side effects. So we get another medication to handle that issue. Then we have other side effects and we go back to the doctor. So it's a cycle of getting more and more medications, when oftentimes if we just get off of the medication, change the way we eat. My father went to the doctor, and the doctor told him he had high blood pressure. And the doctor said, well, you're when you get on this medication, you're going to have to take it for the rest of your life. My father said, there's something wrong with that picture. So he changed the way he ate. Now, I have been telling him for years, you need to cut back on the sugar. You can't eat bacon every single day. You can't keep eating pork chops and sausage, and you just can't keep doing that to your body. But once that doctor said he was going to have to be chained to this bottle for the rest of his life, he made a change. He decided to make a change because he didn't want to be chained to something like that. And he took the responsibility just like you did. So what is one last thing you would like to share with our listeners?
I'd just like to say, be conscious, be health conscious, be food conscious. Just don't eat it because it looks good and it tastes good. Find out what's in it. Be in control of what you put in your body. Do some research. Find out for yourself. Before you eat it, find out what it's going to do to your body. Be sure it's food. Like sugar, which is a drug, is not a food. Right. So be sure what you're eating is a food, and a healthy food. And take your journey. Your journey is personal. Take charge of your own health and stop giving the responsibility to someone else.
I want to thank Sister Mary Patterson for being with me today. You are a queen. We have to get this hug on screen. Thank you, sis.
Thank you for letting me share my story.
Now, I invite all of you to make a change. I invite all of you to do some research. Look at what you're eating. Look at how it's making you feel. Pay attention to what your body is saying, because our bodies are incredibly wise. They will let you know if what you're doing isn't good for you. Thank you for joining us for our live interview with Sister Mary Patterson. We invite you to share your own testimony. You can send it to us at efx@efficienttime.com. And if you haven't started the journey yet and you don't know where to start, we have a book available, Self-Care, Make It Your Priority. You can get it at our website at www.efficienttime.com. We look forward to hearing about your journey. Until we do hear from you, be peaceful, productive, and empowered. Shemhotep.